Hello dear friends, this is your personal English coach Professor DC, and in this video we will be discussing the present perfect continuous tense. Let me walk you through the agenda of my video explanation. Friends, the agenda consists of 6 topics that we will be going through in couple of minutes from now. First is usage. We will talk about when this tense is used. We will derive a simple definition from the usage. We will see the formula of all those sentences that are in the present perfect continuous tense. Now friends, there are only 2 scenarios where this tense is used to demonstrate or describe them. We will see what those scenarios are, and we will see lots and lots of examples for each scenario. And I will wind this explanation up by giving you a quick summary. So, shall we start with discussing the usage of this tense? Let's get right into it. Friends, the present perfect continuous tense is used to show that something started in the past and has continued up till now. In other words, we can say that the present perfect continuous tense shows that something did initiate in the past and is still continuing in the present time. And that brings us to the definition of this tense. You must have guessed it already, but let me put it in words. A tense that expresses an action which has recently stopped or is still going on with an emphasis to the duration of the course of action is called the present perfect continuous tense. Now, those of you who have been watching my videos, those of you who have seen my earlier videos on tenses know that I have used an analogy or a simple diagram to explain the concept of tenses better. How does the diagram look like? It looks something like this. On my screen you can see a vertical blue line which indicates the present time, and then you have this red colored dot or red colored ball which indicates action. Now this is the diagrammatic representation of the definition, because you can easily understand from the figure that there is an action which started in the past, and then 2 possibilities can happen. First possibility is the action has recently stopped, and the second possibility is the action is still continuing. And now this is represented in the diagram. The red colored dot which indicates action has traveled up to the present time. It might have recently stopped. And then you have the red colored arrow which shows that the action might be continuing. So you can remember this analogy to remember the concept of the tense. In all my video explanations, I have used this analogy. Alright, I hope by now you were able to understand number 1, the usage, number 2, the definition, number 3, the analogy, and now it's time to see the formula of all those sentences which are in the present perfect continuous tense. If you know the formula, you can make any sentence in that particular tense. So, if we talk about the formula, we will be using has been or have been plus the present participle in all the sentences. So let's derive a formula. The formula for the present perfect continuous tense will be subject plus has been or have been. We can also use a negation to talk about negative sentences. We can say has not been, have not been, plus the base verb or the root verb plus ing plus object. The good news is it doesn't matter if the subject is singular or plural, because the formula is not going to change. So, have you remembered this formula? Shall we get into the scenarios? Let's start with the scenarios. As I said, this tense is used in only 2 scenarios. Let's talk about the first scenarios. The first scenario is all about how long of something, how long did a particular action take place. So we will be using the words like since or for. Let's see some examples here. Now friends, while I'm reading out the examples, I want you to relate all these sentences with the formula, the usage, definition, and analogy so that you can remember the usage of this tense and get some mastery over it. Are you ready? Let's get started. She has been waiting for you all day. I have been working on this report since 8 am. They have been traveling since last October. She has been cooking since the last night. It has been raining since Sunday. Someone has been eating my chips. I have been living in America since 2003. We have been waiting for the bus for hours. She has been waiting here since 2 p.m. They have been talking for the last hour. She has been working at the company for 3 years. James has been teaching at the university since June. So friends, so many observations you can make here. Observation number 1. The emphasis on the duration of the particular action. Do you see the emphasis on time? All day, 8 am, since last October, last night, since Sunday. So, if you recall the definition, we are trying to express an action for a particular duration, for a particular time, and therefore we ask how long. And let me ask another question. What are all the words marked in bold? You guessed it right. They are base form of the verb plus ing. And before that, what have I used? I have used have been or has been. So this is how you use the present perfect continuous tense. Alright, time to see some more examples. We saw these examples already. I'm gonna skip this slide. 12 good examples of the present perfect continuous tense, and let's see some more. We have been waiting here since 7 p.m. She has been sneezing since she got here. He has been working too hard today. Has it been raining since you arrived? My brother has been traveling for 2 months. Tara has not been visiting us since March. He has been playing football for a long time. He has been living in Bangkok since he left school. I have been studying for 3 hours. I have been watching TV since 7 p.m. Tara has not been feeling well for 2 weeks. Dear friends, I hope you are observing everything that we observed in the previous slide. Number 1, the sentence structure. Number 2, the usage of has or have plus been. Number 3, the base form plus ing. Number 4, the emphasis on the time. Let's see some more examples here. We are talking about the first scenario itself. When. You can ask how long of something. Since when? For how much time? Let's see the very first example. She has been working here since 2004. She has been working here for 8 years. We have been living in London for 6 months. They have been learning English for 2 years. She has been going to the cinema every weekend for years. I have been waiting for over an hour. It has been snowing since 8 am. I have been living here for a month. You have been sleeping for 12 hours. They have not been living here for very long. I have been exporting to China since 1999. I have been studying English for 4 years. Dear friends, are you trying to understand how you can use the present perfect continuous tense to describe actions that started in the past and are continuing, or maybe the actions that have recently stopped? If so, then congratulations, you're getting a good grip over the present perfect continuous tense. Let me give you some more examples. Keep on relating the things that I mentioned earlier. I have been living here since 1998. I have been working at BT for 3 years. Mr. and Mrs. Cox have been taking wrong pills for years. The cat has been playing for 20 minutes. We have been driving since 9:30 this morning. Lisa has been smoking for 10 years. Ben and Elisa have been dating since last year. I have been preparing for the test for 3 weeks. It has been snowing a lot this week. Rick has been studying hard this semester. Julie has been living in Korea since May. I should have made this as a new sentence, but you can understand. Living is V1 plus ing here. And the 11th sentence is, did you know he has been teaching German for the last 15 years? We have been watching TV since we had dinner. Great examples of the present perfect continuous tense. Alright, the final set of examples for scenario number 1, when you can ask how long. Let's continue. She has been working there since July. I have been waiting for you for over an hour, or you can say for an hour and a half. They have been playing soccer for several hours. They have been chatting for the last 2 hours. I have been working for you for the last 3 months. What have you been doing since I left? You have been watching TV for the last 5 hours. The cat has been sneezing since she got here. Sam has been working as a teacher since he graduated. He has a stomachache because he has been eating too much. Fantastic. Great examples for scenario number 1, when you want to express how long of a particular action. Let's see the second scenario, and fortunately the last scenario. That is action which have stopped recently. Action stopped recently or lately. So action started in the past and they stopped recently. They stopped lately. And which tense do you use to describe these actions? Of course, the present perfect continuous tense. Let's see some examples. Scenario number 2. Example number 1. I have not been sleeping too well lately. They have been losing their matches recently. She has been looking at the other options recently. Have you been exercising lately? Mary has been feeling a little depressed lately. Linda has not been practicing her English recently. Recently, I have been making more and more money with my business. Have you been jogging lately? She has been watching too much TV lately. Mary has been feeling a little depressed. Lisa has not been practicing her English. We have been working day and night on this project as it is the time to deliver. There is a correction here. We have been working on this project day and night as it is the time to deliver. We have been eating a lot recently. They have not been watching TV much recently. So friends, are you able to relate all these sentences with the definition, usage, formula and the analogy? If so, then great, fantastic and good going. Now it's time to summarize. So, let me ask you a question and then I will give you 5 seconds to recall. Are you ready? Let's start with the usage. What is the usage of the present perfect continuous tense? Let me give you 5 seconds. Your time starts now. You are right. The present perfect continuous tense is used to show that something started in the past and has continued until now. Fantastic. What is the definition of a present perfect continuous tense? I'll give you 5 seconds. Your time starts now. Great. The present perfect continuous tense expresses an action that recently stopped or is still going on. with an emphasis to the duration or the course of action. Very nice. What are the two scenarios in which you should only use this tense to describe them? Your time starts now. Yes. Scenario number 1 is to talk about how long of something, and scenario number 2 is to talk about, yes, actions stopped recently or lately. Now, friends, as it is mentioned on my slide on my screen, please ask me all your doubts in the comment section. Your suggestions, feedback, or recommendations are most welcome. If you want to comment on my teaching style, yes, you are very welcome to comment it under the video. And any other concept in your English literature or grammar that you want me to make a video explanation of, please don't hesitate to make a request, and I will definitely try to help you out. Friends, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.